What's up, Dragon Nation? I'm Rich with Dragon Nation Gaming. Welcome back to Space Engineers. I can't really remember what I did in last episode. With all the live streaming and stuff I've been doing lately, things kind of intermingle, so I completely forget what I did the episode before. I think we were working on the apartments, but I can't be 100% sure. But what we want to do in this episode is, here in the future, we're going to start on the main base. Oh, I did the production facility. That's right. Last episode, I did the production facility. Damn it. But anyway, so what we want to do in this episode is at some point in the main part of the base, I need to be able to connect up the Dragon Wagon. But the way that I want to do it is I want to have separate attachments for the Dragon Wagon. For the back, stuff that I can remove and replace it with a different attachment. Not sure how I'm going to do this, but first thing I need to do is, in this episode, we're going to go ahead and upgrade the Dragon Wagon. See if we can't get it so that way we can separate the back, the attachment, and then later on we'll figure out the base, how to get the attachments, so that way I could do like a selector. It's hard to explain. But when we get to that part, you'll see what I mean. But let's go ahead and get this started. Alright, so a couple things we need to go over first. What I want to do is, well, I already went ahead and did it, but what I wanted to do was go ahead and get rid of the flatbed with the attachment. And this is what the truck looks like without all that. I mean, it's okay. What I think I'm going to do to try to make this look a little bit better without all of this right here, I'm going to go ahead and switch these out for the, what are these damn things called? This one right here, light armor slope. The 2x1x1 base. I'm going to switch that out so I could go ahead and put, I wonder if half blocks would fit. No, I think the half blocks would not fit. Might create some issues. I don't know. So I might just leave it like that. I mean, it doesn't look all that great, but it's okay. So you can see some of the stuff I tried to color, but did some damage. I wanted to represent that because I did have to switch things out on this one, and I wanted to show you the stuff that I've been damaging. So I switched out these two blocks on the Dragon Wagon. I just need to get them colored. But yeah, first thing we need to go over is the connection. Now, a lot of people insist on using rotors. That is an extremely bad idea. The reason is, if you've seen any of my previous episodes, there was one episode where I built the Avenger, and I was actually showing why that's a really bad idea. Whenever you're using inertia dampeners, this is an example. The inertia dampeners only count the main grid. It does not count the subgrid when it comes to the weight and how much thrust you need to slow the vehicle down. So rotors make it so the attachment would be a subgrid, which means the weight would not actually be counted by the wheels, the inertia dampeners, the brakes, stuff like that. And what will happen is, on the vehicle we had the ramp. The Avenger, it was a ship with a ramp. And because of the weight of the ramp, it was causing the ship to, move. Even though I had inertia dampeners on. Because like I said, it doesn't count that weight. You get the same thing whenever you do ground vehicles. The suspension and everything else it counts towards the main grid. It doesn't count the subgrid. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and make it part of the main grid. Not only that, but rotors are kind of a clang magnet. Try to stay away from rotors as much as possible. What people usually do is they'll take an advanced rotor and just disconnect the head to separate something, which is really stupid. That is a really dumb idea. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put some merge blocks on this thing. But what I need to do is I need to make sure the merge block is level with this bed right here. So I want to also try to bring it as far forward as possible. So that way the connection is somewhat stable. But with the merge block, it will make the whole thing part of the main grid. So I won't have to worry about clang. I won't have to worry about extra weight. Everything will be counted. But the one thing I do have to worry about, because I'm using a merge block, is I have to worry about the location of blocks and what blocks I do use. I need to make sure that blocks do not snap together, pretty much. So what I need to do is I need to use half blocks and the slope blocks. These ones. That one right there. Which is pretty simple. I just need to double check and make sure that anywhere that I put them, I don't have any blocks that are snapping together. Which is pretty simple. So the merge block, like I said, I want to try to put it as far forward as possible, which I think is going to be right here. Another thing I also have to figure out is this connector, I need that to be connected. So I'm going to have to switch out some blocks so that way I can bring a conveyor system from the back where the trailer hitches all the way to the front, which also creates another problem. For the hitch, where's my... I could have sworn I had a merge block on this. What happened? Oh, I destroyed it. That's right. I put the blocks there because I ended up destroying it. So yeah, what I need to do is I also need to put a merge block on the attachment for the trailer. Also something else you don't want to do. If you have a connector down here and then you have the flatbed, which is the subgrid, and then you have the merge block up there, that's going to create some issues as well. We're trying to avoid clang at this point. So I think the merge block I'm going to put right here, as far forward as I can, because I don't want to get rid of the O2 generators. So the merge block is a 3 by 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, doesn't look like it's going to interfere with anything. We should be good on that. So let's grab the merge block and try to place it right there. So now that merge block is level with the rest of this bed. So I won't have to worry about that causing any trouble. But I also need to go ahead and get it welded up. So construction motor, small computer. So construction, small motor, computer. There we go. Alright, so what I need to do now is, that's pretty much what the vehicle is going to look like. But I am going to probably have to rebuild the Dragon Wagon so that way I can get all the conveyors done. What I need to do is I need to figure out where I can connect the conveyors to bring them forward. I don't want them like right here in the middle, because then the merge block that I have to put right there is going to be in the way. So what I need is another merge block right here. Like that. Let's get that one welded up. Alright, so this is the point where I have to start making sure that nothing is snapping to the bottom. Now the cool thing about the way that works, let's come over here so I can show you. So if I take a slope like that, and I have another block there, that right there is kind of connected as long as they're on the same grid. If these two are part of the same grid, that means this is also airtight. But if I have those connected by a merge block, I can still separate them because they don't actually snap together. For an example of that, let's do it like this. you'll see that the block is red and it won't let me build it because it can't snap to that block, which means the merge block will not actually connect them. And yes, I know I say actually a whole lot. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go with half blocks across the merge block. And then right here on the end, we're going to go ahead and take the slope block. Make sure that we don't have an edge that will connect, just like that. So now I have nowhere that can snap to the bottom. So what I got to do is I got to do the whole flatbed just like that. But the other problem is going to be, I can't, for the corner, it's going to be an issue. Because the only way to connect that to a corner that's going that way is with, I think it's number 4. Yeah, just like, oh no, it's not number 4. Which one is it? No, it's not that one. 5, I think it is. Yeah, kind of like that. And then number 4 right next to it. It's kind of hard to explain. But the problem with that is the bottom will have a spot where it can actually snap. So I got to figure out that corner, but I have no idea. No, it would be number 4. It would be that. No, not sure. I need an inside corner is what I need. I think that is number 5. Wouldn't it be? So, kind of like that. Oh, maybe there, I wouldn't be able to do that. Ah, maybe I wouldn't be able to. Yeah, that wouldn't really connect. But the issue is, if you look down at the bottom, so this would be the bottom right here. As you can see, that is a flat surface, which means it would snap to the rest of the vehicle. Same thing with the inside corner, if I was going to use that. If I have it set like that, you'll see that it will be touching with a flat surface that will actually snap to it. So I got to figure out a way to keep that from snapping, so that way I can try to hide that corner. But yeah, let me go ahead and get the basic part of the flatbed done. Also, what I have to do is I have to figure out a way to keep it from snapping here as well. I might actually get rid of this wall. I do want to keep it though, so that way I can connect up the conveyors. That's what this wall is used for, to hide those conveyors. But yeah, let me get this done, and then we'll see if we can't find a solution. Alright, so I'm just looking around real quick to see if we have connection anywhere, and I don't think we do. Except for the cargo containers up front. We have to figure that one out. But I think we're good. Maybe? Yeah, I think we should be good, because that does not connect, and that is a half slope right there. So I think we're good. There's only one way to find out, and that's to lift the whole thing up. But, well, I guess what I could do is I could put a landing gear on the bottom of the king crab and see what happens. So here's the other issue. I can't see it on here because I destroyed the back end of this ship and I forgot to put on a new merge block. So I can't remember where the merge block was. And I think I ground down my trailer, so I can't check that out. Damn it. It's alright. So the merge block for the trailer was somewhere around here. With the conveyor going back there, I guess the merge block was here, which would be okay. But what I need to do now is I need to figure out where I can put the conveyors for that connector. Because if I have it going all the way over here, it's going to be blocked by that merge block. So what I could do is I could take the conveyors, just regular conveyors, make sure I don't use conveyor junction. Just follow that top line and then go down where the merge block is and then come back up in the middle. Because in the middle, that's just conveyors anyways. In between the oxygen generators, so I can connect to those merge blocks that are in the middle. Let me actually get under here and see. Yep, as you can see, there is just regular armor blocks which go all the way down the ship or the vehicle. So I can go ahead and put the conveyors for that connector down in there. We got room for it. But I could have sworn that the merge block was like even with this connector. I could have sworn it was all the way down here. I'm not sure. Because the thing is I have the connector coming from the bottom to connect to these conveyors. Oh no, it goes in one. So yeah. But we have that. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to rebuild this thing anyways. Some of the conveyors and stuff are not connected, so I do need to go ahead and rebuild it. But so far, this is what we got. Now the issue that we have is these cargo containers are connected. So what I gotta do is I gotta figure out a way to not only disconnect those, but I also need to be able to put connectors in there so that way I could pass resources. Now, what I think I could do is I could get rid of that survival kit and the oxygen tanks and make enough room for the connector. And then possibly make this wall right here part of this assembly, the attachment. I think that could work. But then I'd have to find where to move all of these conveyors. Maybe I don't. No, I would have to, because they're connected. Alright, well, let me ground that down real quick and then we'll check it out. And I need to get rid of those as well. Alright, so this is what it looks like without the rest of that stuff. So over here, what I could do is we could go ahead and take a connector, put it right there. And so far it's still not snapped to anything. Then I could go ahead and put the blocks around it so that way we could have that wall right there. Try to hide that conveyor as much as possible, what I'm saying. Or that connector. The issue is it does hang out pretty far, but that's okay. What I can do is, now that we have that, I'll go ahead and put a block right there. No, right here. And then we'll take another connector and connect it like that. And then I could go ahead and put the survival kit and everything else back where it belongs. But then I will also need to connect that up with conveyors all the way back to where the engines are. Now these conveyors right here I will have to keep because that's what connects the... Yeah, that's the only access point for the hydrogen engines is right in the back. So what I got to do is I have to keep those conveyors, which could go down and connect to this connector. That will allow me to pass resources from the attachment to this area. But now what I need to do is I need to figure this one out. We're going to have to get rid of that cargo container. I don't have a choice. Because right now that cargo container is snapped. Well, let me check. So we got a large access. Let me see where the snap points are. Oh, it's the whole thing. So yeah, right now it is the cargo container is snapped to those. So I can't put a cargo container there. But we still have that cargo container, and all these hydrogen tanks are connected by the conveyors that will be in the middle. So that's our cargo container to hold ice, and then we have connectors, our hydrogen tanks, everything will be connected. I just need to figure out what I need to do with this section right here. I don't want to leave it open. Would be nice if I had one more space, but I don't think that's going to work. Well, I could just close it off and make it like a solid block, which will go around the cockpit anyways, because I do need to put back in the wall, that is right here, so we can try to hide all that. So that wall right there. But what I can do for that, so that way it's not attached, is to go ahead and add angled blocks. So I can still have it part of the attachment. No, I wouldn't need it. I wouldn't need to do that. I would just need, oh no, because it would snap to that connector. Let me check something. Yeah, that would work. I could do just a slope piece right here and just do the wall for around the cockpit and leave that side completely open. That might work. Find a way of connecting them together to make it look good. But what I need to do is I need to go ahead and finish this so that way I can figure out how that's all going to work. So let me get these welded up. What we have to do is I'm going to have to rebuild the Dragon Wagon with all the new conveyors and everything. But now what we have is we have an idea where those conveyors need to go. So I need, with those conveyors over there, I need to go down underneath and bring it over here to connect to the connector. Now, we're not going to worry about passing anything that needs to go through a large access point. We're only going to be doing ores or gases with the Dragon Wagon. So we only need small access points. So we should be good on that. But now what I need to do is we need to make sure that this whole thing can separate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the king crab. I'm going to add a landing gear to it so that way I can go ahead and grab this attachment. And we're going to make sure that we can actually lift it. And then on my own, I'll go ahead and dress everything up, get conveyors and everything else in here, and then I guess put it on the Steam Workshop so you guys can take a look at it. But yeah, let me go ahead and get that part done so that way we could pick it up and make sure that it is actually working the way it's supposed to. Alright, so the king crab is connected. These connectors right here are not built, so they should not connect, but just in case, just go ahead and do that real quick. Now all I need to do is I need to go ahead and disconnect that merge block. So merge. They're the only merge blocks that we have, apparently. It should be the first one. So we'll shut that one off. Ooh. No, Clang, do not do your thing. And I think we are disconnected because, yeah, the whole thing kind of shifted. The collisions actually pushed everything away, as you can see. Right there. So I think that does mean we are disconnected. So let's bring her up, and sure enough. That's it. So yeah, that's kind of what the attachments will look like. But it does work. So yeah, what I'll do is on my own, I'll go ahead and get this thing dressed up, get all the conveyors and everything. Pretty much have to rebuild the entire vehicle. Because I still need to figure out how to get the conveyor connection to that connector. I have to put the merge block back up here, which I could have sworn was sitting right on top of this connector. And so I have to figure out where, let me get this out of the way. I have to figure out where I could put the conveyors. Oh, nope, nope, other way. There we go. I have to figure out where I can put the conveyors so it's not interfering with anything, which it looks like it does. Alright, so I can't put it on the side. There's an access point on the sides, but that interferes with the suspension. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to come up right here, but then I won't be able to put the merge block there for the trailer. And so I can't do the sides, I can't do the top. I guess we could try the bottom, but then I'm worried about it dragging when we hit a bump. Well, shit. And I can't do anything from the large access point in the back because I just don't have room for that either. Because of the suspension. I think the only other option I have is to move the connector forward. I think that's pretty much all I can do. So that way I could have room for those conveyors. Then what I need to do is I need to figure out the conveyors here. Yeah, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the conveyors back. It's going to go down underneath the merge block. And then probably come back up somewhere. Probably to right there. So that way I can connect the rest of these conveyor junctions. Then what I need to do is I need to figure out something for this spot to make it look decent. Luckily, we don't need power to merge blocks in order to connect them, but this thing is going to have batteries. As you can see right through here, once we get the conveyors, we still have a lot of space for small batteries. So this thing will have its own batteries. That's also the good thing about using merge blocks is merge blocks don't need power in order to connect. All you got to do is make sure that they're on. So let's do this. How difficult is it going to have to be? Is it going to be to connect it? Now, also keep in mind that I have to figure out a system inside of the base for doing this automatically. So that way I don't have to do a damn thing. I just hit a button and it switches out attachments on its own. So let's try to get this lined up. That's going to be the hardest part, is trying to get the merge block lined up exactly. Which is not an easy thing to do. Ooh, was that the merge block that pulled it? I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. Alright, it's connected. Alright, let's disconnect. And they are reconnected. Yes, they are. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to do. Then I gotta figure out a crane system so that way I can switch all the attachments out. Then I have to figure out a storage system as well. And then we're gonna have to put it in here. So this part is the main base. What I want to do, oh, my turntable is kind of weird. I'm gonna have to figure that out as well. What I would like to do is I'd like to put it in here. This is the only spot that I can find where it makes sense to put it. Now, I was thinking about putting a system, figuring out a system I could put up here, but it didn't quite work out. So, in a live stream, we actually figured out a rotisserie system, which pretty much just rotates each one of the containers, or the attachments. All I need is 4 attachments altogether. I need 2 for cargo containers, and then I need the 2 for hydrogen. So that way with like cargo containers, I can go out, grab resources, bring it back, load it onto the rotisserie, and while it's unloading, I can go ahead and grab another attachment and go straight back out. I don't have to wait for that to empty out. I mean, it still wouldn't take long, but I wouldn't have to wait on it anyways. But yeah, we're getting there. One complicated design after another. We'll get there eventually. But yeah, I guess this is the next setup that I have to figure out. I'll get it figured out on my own, then I'll go ahead and put it on the Steam Workshop. And next episode, I'm not sure. The crane system, the rotisserie system, we also need to think about weapons as well at some point. In case I do decide to add drones. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out in the next episode. Until then, make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.